Welcome everybody to episode 2 of Road to $25,000 per month recurring revenue. This episode is going to be about success, right? So success is whatever you define to be. Success to me in this case scenario is making $25,000 per month while working between 20 to 30 hours a week. Okay, so there's my big goal, right? My big goal that I would like to achieve, right, is right here. How do we achieve that? Small, daily, actionable, sustainable actions. What do I mean by that? Let's just break it down. Average close rate. Let's just say for cold calls, for example. We're not going that route, but for cold calls, I think industry standard is, we'll say anywhere 2 to 5%. For this example, we'll say 5%. 5% close rate. So for every 100 people that you call, you'll have 5 people that you sell. I'm not sure the exact math of it, but for $25,000 monthly recurring revenue at our offer of $297, we would need, I believe, somewhere in the lower 80s, 84, I want to say, 83, 84. I've looked at the number previously. So really, you just got to break everything down to, very analytical and granular, right? So we want to make $25,000 a month. What is a small, daily, actionable thing that we can do to achieve that? Outreach. Okay. Once again, we have our numbers. So if we're taking the cold call route, for every 100 calls that we make, statistically, we will close 5. Right? So for every, we'll just run up to 300. So for every 100 calls we make $1,500, right? So double that. For every 1,000 calls that we make, we'll make 15,000. Double that again. For every 2,000 calls, or not. So 100 calls, 5 people. 1,000 calls, 50 people. 2,000 calls, 100 people. So we need to do a little bit under 2,000 calls. We'll just say, I don't know, 1,750. I'm not sure the exact numbers on it. But so we need to make 1,750 calls in order to close enough people at a 5% close rate. Once again, maybe more, maybe less, whatever it may be. The route that we're going with the local networking approach, ours is probably gonna be a lot higher. Mine's gonna be like a lot higher than that, I would assume, just because I'm leveraging relationships. And these aren't, I would say, cold outreaches. These are warm because I have some relevance to these people. So yeah, we probably need to make around 1,500 calls. So break that down. Let's say in a year, right? I don't have my, actually, let me see if I have my calculator on there. No, I don't have it. This is actually my light phone that I use because I don't like technology too much. I like being able to have my alone time. I still do have an iPhone though, but I don't typically use it a whole lot. Or at least that's the end goal. But yeah, so I'm not sure what the exact numbers is for that, right? But you can kind of get the gist. So big number, $25,000 monthly recurring revenue. We need to make X amount of calls to achieve that number. And you can break this down with anything, Oh, well, I want to grow in my faith. Okay. What's a small daily actionable goal you can do? Or even small weekly actionable goal you can do? I'm going to go to church weekly. Fantastic. I'm going to set aside 15 minutes daily to pray and to read my Bible. Fantastic. Bigger goal. And some of them, it's not numbers. So for example, with like a relationship, you can't really track that. I mean, you can, but it's not a guaranteed result with it. If you go down the rabbit hole of like, oh, if I go on 2 dates a week with my wife, then of course she's going to be happy. Not necessarily, right? It's not a relationships and God isn't something you necessarily track. You can take actions to give you better probability of them being successful, the outcome inevitably. And that's really what all of this boils down to. But with certain things like business, it is a numbers game, right? Like if you reach out to, honestly, if you make 10,000 phone calls, I can almost guarantee you that you will sell a lot of people. I can guarantee you that. If you go on 10,000 dates, you may not find your soulmate, right? You probably, very probably will, but just my interpretation. But I'm headed home right now, and then I'm gonna show you kind of my daily calendar as well as these small daily actionable plans. Because what I'm not going to do is, I like having a loose calendar, like a block schedule in a sense. So, you know, hey, from 5 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock in the morning, deep work. I don't want to schedule it out to a granular level, because then I am restrained by time, right? Some people, they're able to work with that, like they're able to block in there exact 15-minute segments. I like going a more, hey, these are my small daily actionable things that I have to do. Like, these are my critical tasks. Here's the time window that I've allowed for that. So now I have four or 5 hours to complete this set of tasks, instead of, you know, because sometimes you can stretch it out. In my opinion, it's the same logic as, you know, if you give yourself 15 minutes to clean your room or a day to clean your room, it'll take you however long you allocate to that time. But so I'm headed home right now. I'll go ahead and put on the whiteboard my plan, and this is going to support me in business as well as every other area of my life that's important to me. So faith, fitness, freedom, family, finances. Honestly, I put finances last, to be completely honest with you. Finances is what gives me the freedom and the ability to do what I want. But at the end of the day, if you're not happy, then you're wearing golden handcuffs, as some people like to say, right? That's what a lot of entrepreneurs unfortunately get themselves into, myself included. But we'll go ahead and get back to home base, put that stuff on the calendar, do some planning out, and then we'll go from there. See you guys there. Okay, so this is what the calendar looks like, right? So, as you can see, it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Most of my days, so my Monday through Friday is pretty similar. The only difference is that, I have some days where I go to the gym. But yeah, so let's kind of walk through it, right? So my faith is purple. So everything in purple that you see on here is me spending time with God. Fitness is blue. Fitness and health is blue. Family is going to be the pink. Finances is going to be the green. And then my freedom is going to be the yellow. This here actually needs to be a yellow because it's my weekly planning and audits. Let's go ahead and change that. So, walk you through. So Sunday, every morning at 5 o'clock, going to consist of me waking up. So wake up, cold shower, right? Instantly doing something that I don't like, helps get my endorphins going, helps me boost serotonin later in the day, helps me with stress as well. I just enjoy doing it. And then, so we're gonna have J, BS, DS, right? So what is J, BS, and DS? So J is gonna be me journaling, right? BS, Bible study. I do that every morning. And then DS is daily stoic. So why do I do these things? They honestly all help me feel grounded and set the intention for the day. And then on Sunday, and remember, this is going to happen every single week, weekly planning / audit. So it's going to be, how did this week go? What are some things that I could have done differently? What are some things in my relationship? Is everything going good there? How are my finances looking? Do I need to change my schedule up? Do I feel drained? Whatever it may be. And then also during my journal, Bible study, and daily stoic time, which is like my morning reading, that's when I have like my first meal, which is typically just a shake, some sort of light fruit, something just to put in my stomach, something pretty light. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I'm gonna have my deep work, right? So what is that, 3 hours and 30 minutes a day? Let me do some back end math here. Okay, so let's see, we'll just do 3.5 times 6. So that is 21 hours of deep work a week. And then we're gonna have our second meal. So you may be asking yourself as well, where's my third meal on here? I follow the 80-20 principle with a lot of things in my life. So if I have 2 really healthy meals in a day, then I reward myself by being able to eat whatever I would like for dinner. That's just what works for me. It's what keeps me fit, keeps me happy, and it's what honestly works out for me. And then we can see on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. This is something for work that I have planned on this calendar. So what do we have here? Looks like we have another additional 3.5 hours. 5 times 3.5 times 5, 17.5 hours of shallow work a week, right? And you'd be asking yourself, well, how does all this come into play, right? All of this helps me keep balanced in all these main aspects of my life. So faith, fitness, finances, freedom, and family. And as you can see, right around 2 o'clock, that's when I have my family or my free time. Of course, go to church on Sunday. I typically go at 11:15 to my church. I also hit the gym 3 times a week. I follow Mike Mentzer's train, so I'm really only in there for about an hour and a half. So about 4.5 hours a week. I have my Bible study on Wednesday, where I go and meet up with a group of men. That may be something that changes here soon, where there may be some something that changes. And then Tuesday is mandatory date night. Doesn't matter what's going on, this does not get moved, as well as family time, right? Family time does not get moved, at least on the weekends here. Sometimes if I have free time or whatever it may be, free time and family time, I kind of tie those two together, just depending on, how the day's going, if I need some time to me, whatever it may be. And then 9 o'clock, wind down reading, and then so basically from about 10 to 5 is when I get to sleep. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's pretty much everything. This is how I'm going to plan my life. Stay tuned, because I am going to have some tasks as well in these deep work sections moving along, but just haven't quite pinpointed it down yet due to me figuring out all the back end stuff.